Ken, that's your quick video lesson at La Quinta. You you can improve your body lines before you start. Uh, See how your chin is kind of buried in your chest, and this the spine angle is like 60, 61 degrees. Adam Scott has and most pros have a spine angle close to 45 degrees. His case, it's 48 degrees. See how his chin is up and his nose is pointing above the ball. Yours is pointed at the ball. Now, you might wear bifocals and you're having to look out the top, but that nose and chin should be up because you can see by looking at the other view, the face-on view, that your shoulder turn has been restricted. But I mean, this swing is really good swing. Not much to go wrong with it, but there are a couple of things that you need to improve, or at least look at. And like we said in the lesson, the first thing is this: you you break the plane here, and it should be spot on right there where from this angle the club head overlaps your hands. Here, you're out here now. You do a nice job of getting it back on plane right there, but it's extra work. So drag it inside and see. You basically are flipping your wrist back because you're seeing the butt of the club here, and you don't see the butt of the club at all with Adam. So you're flipping the wrist now. Then you have to make another compensating move to get it back on plane. So that's two extra movements, and it makes timing very difficult. So then, as with most people that drag it inside, you get to the top here. Great shoulder tilt right here, by the way. And then it starts off plane. Now, if you continued your swing and got it, and this is why I think you saw off your backswing a bit, is if you continued on, it would go off in here. You'd be across the line. You'd be something like, shaft would be here. But you do a nice job of cutting it off so it's only like this. But see how your wrist, you got a cup in there, and this wrist is straight. That's what's causing you to come down steep. But it's all basically caused by the first little takeaway move. See, see how Scott's wrist, he's got a flat one here, and he's got a bent one here. You kind of have it in reverse. You got a flat right wrist and a bent here. But I think it's because of this takeaway. Okay, so once you're in this position, now your first move down is right here. It's too steep. So you got the butt of the club is going inside the ball. And watch Scott's. He's see, it's pointed at the ball. See, it's all in plane. So he really doesn't get too far off plane. As a matter of fact, he's on plane the entire time. See that? It's up here and then he's back down. You, on the other hand, it's kind of, see, you're off plane here, and when you start down, then so that's another movement. So you got early movements of off the plane, back on the plane. Now you're off the plane, and then so you have four extra movements. But but in this case, you do a really nice job of getting the club head where it should be, right here. That's you know, but it takes a lot of work to get there, and that's where the inconsistencies come from. One time you can hit it like a pro, and the other time, it just goes everywhere. You know. And the one final thing you need to look at is the butt against the back wall thing. Here, so you come away from the wall. Look at. I've given you a hard copy of this position, but you want to take that and paste it up on a mirror and duplicate it. See, you're not seeing double cheek from behind like in Scott's. You haven't really pushed off that right foot like Scott. You got lower body action. It's just a little late. See, just looking at the hips, that's where Scott's are at impact, and you're well into your follow through. So you have the moves, uh, but it's just not early enough. Now let's look at the other angle. See how see how that's a restricted backswing. This is nice. See this slant away? That's really nice. And looks like the right hip is going back. So that's nice also. But see, your hands are only getting to here, and you got enough flexibility. Look at Scotty. See, this is his back. This is his backswing. We can't get there, but we can get here. See how he's wound up, and his it's a weird camera angle here. Makes the ball look like it's back in his stance. It's not. It's in the front stance. But see, he's got a lean away there, and he's got good width. Now here's not only is your head down in your chest, it hasn't rotated. See how Scott's head is rotated? You know, here's the here's it's rotated here, and yours hasn't rotated. So what's restricting your backswing, why you can't look like Scott or a modified Scott backswing, is that your chin is down and it hasn't rotated out of the way. Now, what I have a difficult time rotating the head too, and so what I've adopted is kind of Nicklaus's pre-turn the head a bit. You can actually turn it. See, his is turned a little to begin with, then he gets it right over with the red line here. And that'll give you a full backswing. But your chin is stopping it. Now the one final thing is the push off. See the first move down is upper body. See this shoulder? You got kind of this fall through action, and you haven't really pushed much off the back leg. And then at impact, I mean your hips are in line with the target line. See, there's not much going on, and then coming through the ball, the club passes your hands too quickly. This is great arm rotation, but it's a little early. It's leading the lower body movement, and you want to get it. Watch Scott's. See as he comes down. Watch his right knee, and watch his hips. Bam. So his hands are chest high, and he's 5 inches off the top of his backswing. At least the right knee's moved 5 inches. At an impact, he's here. See that hip getting out of the way? When that hip gets out of the way, he can get to this position that all pros get to. And watch his right shoulder comes through. Bam, bam. See the elbow's bent, right elbow's bent, and he fires along with the shoulder. That's where the distance and control comes from. But for your mission is to fix this takeaway, and along with that, better posture. See this angle? You know, if 60 degrees. If you can get to Scott's, you know, 47 might be too big of a jump, but if you can get it down to 55 or 50, I think your body lines will be better. So and get your chin up. So get chin up, a little more tilt over the ball. All the pros have close to 45-degree tilt, their spine angle. And the number one thing is get this thing straight back.